Small business insurance costs is what we're going to talk about today. If this is your first time watching me, I am Trina Boyd. I am the founder of an organization called Women in Power. And what Women in Power do, we help women in business start and scale their business. We also help with government contracting and getting funding through business credit, EIN only, for their business. And I want to kind of chat with you about my experience with insurance and insurance costs, and maybe just think about if you need insurance for your business. And then I'm going to kind of compare if you do or don't, and then kind of go from there. I do want to invite you out to my book launch party, which will be in the next couple of weeks. Is the launch of the pre-orders for the book, but I don't have a date yet, but just make sure you look out and I will make sure you have the information. I also want to say that Women in Power membership is open right now. So I will post the link for you if you are interested in joining Women in Power, if you are a woman in business, or if you are looking to get grant funding or government contracting or get lending or finances for your business. When that's what Women in Power can help you do. All right, so let's get into small business insurance costs. So I'm going to speak from experience when it comes down to cost. And before I get into that, if you can just if you're watching this video and you say, hey, I'm looking for insurance for my business, let me know what type of business that you have, and then we can kind of go from there. So my experience with insurance, I'm just going to tell from a perspective of having a childcare agency, and then some of the things that I have went through. Small business insurance cost is not a lot of money. So what I'm going to do is post, well, actually, I'm going to give you this information from the company that I use for insurance, which is Hiscox, is HISCOX, is what I would recommend for small business insurance. Why is that? They're not paying me for this video. I have had a brand deal with them, but one of the things you'll learn about me, I'm not going to do a brand deal with everybody. That's number one. Number two, in order for me to do a brand deal with you, is because I believe in your product or I believe in your values and what you stand for. So Hiscox is one that I would recommend for small business insurance. They are affordable. You can actually, depending on what type of business that you have, you can go through their process. And I have actually was able to get insurance. I think I was paying like $37 a month. So you can actually go to their website and actually get a quote and purchase right on the spot. So, because a lot of times, depending on if you have a contract with a company, or if you are trying to get a contract with the company or whatever it is, Hiscox will actually give you the certificate of insurance immediately, which I love that about them. It's very user friendly. If you know how to classify your business, they are very user friendly. So that's who I would recommend for small business insurance. But the cost is not a lot depending on what type of business that you have. So should you have small business insurance, I believe you should, no matter what type of business that you have. One of the things my mentor taught me, if you are a nonprofit, you definitely want to have small business insurance. She say nonprofits get sued. I don't know. But she's saying that you need to have professional insurance and then small business insurance for your nonprofit. And it's really inexpensive, y'all. It's not a lot of money. I guess if you are a new nonprofit, maybe it could be a lot, but you definitely want to have it. I used to have a small daycare, home daycare. The owner of that building, because I was in a home, it was a home daycare. I was renting a home out from this guy. He had insurance. He had, when he found out I had a daycare there, because I didn't tell him initially, he got business insurance on that house, which I didn't know at that time, because that area where we lived at, or we had the home daycare at, it was a flood area, so it will flood. I'm telling you, if it rained, it would just go all the way up to the porch, sometimes over the porch. So it was like a flood area. And so anytime it will flood, he would just do a claim on the house. On, I don't know what he's doing it on, but none of my stuff got damaged. But he would do a claim, like an insurance claim on the house, because it was a business there. Okay, it is resuming recording. I don't know what happened. Somebody's calling me. But anyway, with that being said, he had small business insurance, but of course you still want to have, especially when you're dealing with children, you want to have liability insurance. So a lot of times people don't know what type of insurance to get. Of course, you need to have insurance on whatever facility, especially if you own something, you want to have insurance on that particular facility, but you want to also have liability insurance just in case someone sues you. So let's talk about something. What's the caveat to all of that? So one of the things that I express, even when getting business credit, I express to you to be a corporation, not a C corporation, but an S corporation, an S corporation. One of the things that an S corporation will do is protect you and your personal assets. So if you have a house that you own, you got cars that you own, you got personal bank accounts that you own, if you are a sole proprietorship, listen up, or if you are an LLC, sole proprietorship or LLC, guess what? You are still connected to that business on a personal level. I'm going to repeat that. If you are a sole proprietorship or if you are an LLC, you are still connected to that business on a personal level. So what does that mean? So if someone wanted to go in and sue you, they can sue you for your house, they can sue you for your car, they can sue you for anything personal bank account, because you are still connected. The caveat to that is if you have insurance, right? So if you're a sole proprietorship and you have liability insurance, something happens, then now you can utilize that insurance for protection for that small business. So that's the thing. If you're not an S corp, make sure you have insurance. There was a time where one of my bankers was telling me how one of his customers was operating a LLC. And because he was the LLC, I think something happened on the job. I think he was a big corporation, but not big, but he was bigger than small. He wasn't a small business anymore, just to say that. And so he was making millions of dollars every single year. And something happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but they were able to sue him and wiped him out completely because he was still attached to the business. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you need to separate your business from your personal. And the way you do that is to be an S corp. So they can still sue the business, right? So they still can sue the business, but they cannot take or touch anything on the personal level, your house, your car, personal bank account. But they still can, but that's where you want to have that extra layer of protection, which is liability insurance for your S corporation. So like I said, the company that I would suggest is called Hiscox. That is a company that specializes in small business insurance. So that's who I would suggest for small. The cost is I feel like it's good, depending on what type of business that you have. But one of the things I want to say is when I currently have this babysitting agency, which is also a nanny agency, when the babysitters were employed under me, and we would contract with like major corporations, they require us to have insurance, right? To contract with these major corporations, but the insurance was so high. You couldn't even find any insurance agency to even write it because they don't know how to classify it. So with that being said, when we actually found someone, the insurance was, I think it was like $500 a month. It was crazy. So it really just depends on how you are classifying your business in order to know what the price is going to be. Most people think childcare. See, here's the thing: the actual daycare part of it wasn't as expensive as the agency part because people are, I guess, going to homes and it's like a staffing thing or whatever. But that part was not. The daycare was cheaper than doing the babysitting agency for the insurance purposes. Another thing you can do is also have your babysitters. If you have a babysitting agency or you're trying to open up one, you can have them get their own insurance or own liability insurance. That's another way you can get around it. And another thing, if you have a nanny or you try to do nanny agencies, then you definitely want to have the parents pay the workers directly, because that way you don't have to worry about that. And my mentor, that's everybody should have a mentor, no matter where you're at. My mentor told me that's what to do, because she had got in hot water where she almost ended up having to pay thousands of dollars back to them. So it's important to know the law. This is why you want to have the knowledge of what you need to do. When it comes down to insurance, do you need to get insurance? Every business needs insurance, even if it's, $20 a month. See, what you want to do is get a quote from Hiscox and see how much they're going to, charge. But they normally don't charge a lot. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. With that being said, hopefully you all were talking about small business insurance. When I Googled the word, it seems like you all were needing information on the cost of small business insurance. So if you're needing the cost, Hiscox is user friendly. You can get a quote, or you can actually purchase insurance on the spot. If you enjoyed this information, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and thank you all for watching.